My name is Tara, and thank you for visiting my YouTube video at Inspirational One with Tara. Great to be back with you. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, relaxing moment, evening, morning. We'll begin with a love reading for Virgo. Okay, all you Virgos out there, all you earth signs, Virgo that's ruled by, Virgo that's ruled by Mercury. I wanted to make sure that. I ought to know that. Ruled by Mercury, which is definitely the planet of communication. And we have the Virgo very analytical, very dedicated, health conscious. They can be introverted, and so you'll know out there I'm a Virgo. So there you have it. You're getting a reading done by an earth sign Virgo. So let's see what Spirit will say in regards to love and Virgo. Okay, and like I say, you may get something out of this message, you may not. We'll see. We'll see what will Spirit, or the messages that Spirit will bring in regards to love with Virgo. Please forgive me if there's any bloopers, because there will be. I'm still trying to perfect the art of doing YouTube videos. And so hopefully you'll bear with me. And hopefully you can get something out of this reading. Maybe a crumb, maybe a morsel of inspiration, of clarity, of guidance. Because that's my passion. So let's see. Let's see. And this is for Virgo. And we'll begin with the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups. Virgo, 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 Virgo. This is what we have here. The Seven of Cups. Your mind is in a lot of places right now. You could have those racing thoughts going on. There could be a bit of anxiety going on with you in regards to love. Somebody may have you on edge in regards to love. Okay? So your thoughts you might feel that your thoughts are a bit scattered, a bit all over the place, a bit uneasy. Okay? All right. So you may be in a place that you're really thinking. You got a lot of things on your brain that you may be thinking about that is very connected emotionally. You could be thinking about a current relationship. Okay? Spirit just told me, okay. So there could be a person that you could be concerned about. Concerned if he's telling you the truth. All right? You want to believe this person, and you may believe this person, but this person has flooded your mind with much information. But at the same time, you're wondering on how accurate the information is. Okay? With relationships, and with some relationships, this is speaking for some, that you know how you get in a relationship and everything is wonderful. You just met the person and everything sounds good. Everything sounds sweet. You're just at the beginning stages of the relationship. And But it's a process to get to know this individual. It takes time. So now it seems that you may have been in a state that now you're trying to get to know this person, but you're wondering if the things are pretty accurate that he has or she has shared with you. Okay? So your mind and your heart, you like this person, you care about this person, and you want everything to be true and everything to be right. But you may be coming to a point, or you may have been to a point, because we're talking about the past here, that you're a bit little confused on some things. Okay? You were wondering if possibly, if everything that has been told was truthful. But you enjoy this person. You're very connected to this person emotionally. But there's a lot on your plate, and you're weighing many things out in your heart about the situation. Okay, so let's see. That's where we're starting out. There's a lot of things on your mind, even though this is connected emotionally. But there's an emotional connection here with your heart. Let me look at this closer. There could be an emotional change going on, or an emotional shift. You might have been very head over heels with this person, but at the same time, it might be that your feelings may have changed or shifted as well, because you're wondering if things are right. You're wondering, are they true? Has the person been honest with you? You could be at a point that you may have found certain things out that might have shifted your emotions in regards to this relationship. And we have the Queen of Swords here, moving into the present. And obviously, with the past here, it does look like your emotions shifted a bit. And as you notice, I used the word thinking, even though the cups are very connected with the emotions. So it was if I seen in spirit that you were carrying a lot of love at one time in your heart, but then, your emotions might have shifted in another direction, because now it appears that you may be trying to verify some or validate the person, or maybe something has come out of the dark and into the light and has given you more of a mental clarity. Okay? So I see your emotions has shifted here. And it seems as though, okay, so Spirit says there's a lot of things that you planned with this person. You were planning a lot of things. This could have been a marriage, or you could have been engaged. There were so many things that you were planning. It was as if you were planning so much with this person, and things turned around in another direction. And you started to kind of really begin to wake up. And you started to work with your mind. Okay? You started to work with the mental, because now you're trying to weigh things out in your mind. And you're trying to verify that the things that you were planning, you're seeing that a change has come. I just wanted to kind of go over we have the Queen of Swords here. So she's intelligent, she's analytical, very perceptive, very quick thinking with the Queen of Swords. Okay, so she has come in, the Queen. The Queen energy has awakened you. Okay, and I see a lot of roses here. That's what stands out here to me, these roses. And to me, roses is a symbol of love, symbol of passion. So it does coincide with this. But the spirit of the Queen of Swords has entered in. And now you're really thinking out the situation and the matter. And she has a big sword here too, you know? Oh boy. So now she has come to a point where she's reevaluating this situation over here. Okay? Okay, so this tells me that you've just gained more mental clarity, that you're no longer moving by your heart. And that's why I say it seems like the emotions here shifted. And now you're moving by your mental here. You know, as I said before, sometimes love is blind. Love can be blind. It can make you blind if you're moving on the emotional and you're not seeing the whole picture. And you were at a point that you were seeing a bit of illusion. But as your emotions shifted, you became more. You have had more clarity with the Queen of Swords here. Okay? You became more alert. It's sort of like you entered out of the dark and into the light. Okay? So let's see where this goes. And we have the swords again. And we have the Two of Swords in reverse. And as I said before, you're coming out of this illusion state, realizing a situation as it is. You thought it was one way, but found out it was another way. And now you're using your Queen of Swords energy here, which is a strong energy, the Queen, you know? So you're a type of person that also doesn't take any, you know, you're not gonna fall for the, you know, the mess. You're not gonna fall for the BS, bottom line. And you're going to weigh things out. You're going to see that 2 and 2 is making 4. But it looks here like with the Two of Swords in reverse that you're still kind of on the fence on what to do about the situation. You broke out the sword. And now you're trying to weigh out. You broke out your sword here. You're thinking. You put on your thinking cap. You're moving with your mental. You're analyzing the situation here. But now here, you're still at a place that you're still weighing things out in your mental. You're still trying to decide and make a decision. Okay? You're still at a place where you may not have the complete clarity on the situation. Okay, so you're still on the fence. You're still on the fence with the situation. And So now you're trying to still decide on what's going on. I'm going to pull one more card because you're still on the fence on this situation. You're still trying to make a decision. And let's see what Spirit says. So if you've been in a situation, and let me recap, that it might have been a new relationship, okay? You might have not completely known the person, but as time went on, you started to get to know the person, and the more you found out about the person, there was things that, there were inconsistencies with this individual. I'm right here, okay? You started seeing things come out. You started seeing those red flags. And this might have caused your emotions to shift a bit. And you went into the energy of the Queen of Swords here. Put on your mental cap. No longer moving in your emotions. You're moving with your mind. You're still on the fence here. Still thinking about the situation. The person could have came to you and said, oh, well, that's not so. A, B, or C. You know, that's not true. But your intuition is also telling you, but something is not right with this situation. So this might have brought you to a point of undecisiveness, a bit of confusion. Wow. All right. You know, I like to pull another card so we don't get stuck in a place of the unknown, you know? But sometimes, but you got swords all over the place, okay? There are swords coming out everywhere. And with the Four of Swords here, Virgo, and Virgos are analytical anyway. I ought to know. Virgos are analytical anyway. You're just thinking. That's what you're doing, Virgo. You're thinking. However, the Four of Swords has brought you to a place of, I'm going to clearly tell you, and I'm going to keep it real with you, Virgo, that right here, this person, Mr. and Mrs. Virgo, 2 and 2 is not made for. Your feelings have shifted with this individual. Because the longer that you is with this individual, the more you start to see. So you stepped out of the emotional realm and put on your thinking cap and began to analyze this situation. Okay? Your Queen of Swords energy came through. All right? Still, you were on the fence. And if you're here, you may still be on the fence about this individual. You may want to give this individual another chance because now this individual might have brought a little bit of confusion. It could have been something that you heard or some type of talk or something that you've seen on the internet. All right, I'm going to put it plain. And you started questioning this person. Well, what is this? Could have been Facebook, all we know. Who is this? No, it's not what you think. I'm telling you. All right. Could have put you here to a place of, well, maybe he is telling the truth. Maybe she is telling the truth. I don't know. I'm going to give this person another chance. All right. But something else came about. 2 and 2 wasn't making 4 with you, Virgo. And Virgos are analytical anyway. We're going to do our own investigation, possibly. And here is the Four of Swords. We need a break. We need a break because this is too much information here. We need a break. All right? You have come to a place that this could be, you might have broke up with the person. You might be thinking about ending it with the person. But every end is a new beginning. And whatever's done in the dark will come to the light. And the truth is always good to know. So I get a sense that some truth have been found about this particular individual. And you come to the realization because of what was done here in the dark, you might have decided to take a little break, to kind of step back from the relationship. Or you might be thinking, this is still the future here. This may be a point that you may come to because you're still questioning the certain behaviors that you're seeing. Now, like I said, not every love reading you're going to ride off on a white horse. Love is complicated. Okay? So with this, you may come to a place, if you're here, because you really put on your thinking cap here. I mean, you got the Two of Swords here. You started right here. You just took out your sword here and you started thinking about the situation, and now you were on the fence about it and you possibly wanted to give this person another chance. Okay? Because you really wasn't sure. So you may come to a point that you're still going to give other chances, but things still keep arising out of the situation. And now you have come to the Four of Swords, which may be a break away from the relationship, or you may just decided, I'm not gonna go on with this here. This is a little ridiculous. Okay? Well, let me pull one more card because I don't want to leave you like that. But I need to pull one more card because if this is a something that you felt that you may not be able to kind of mend, Virgo, let's see. This Four of Swords can be a breakup. It can be an ending of a relationship. Okay? But let's see. Sometimes you can end a relationship, you can get back together again. Or sometime you just say, I'm not going to bother with it. There's too much drama here. So let's see. And you have here the Hierophant. That's the last card here. You have the Hierophant here. Oops. And I'm just going to say here that through this journey that you were on, possibly with this individual, that you gain much wisdom. And obviously you were strong enough to walk away from the situation. Okay? You were strong enough to walk away, you know, and you gain wisdom from the situation. This sounds like a lesson that you've learned or that you will learn from. Okay? It could be a journey you're on, and this is something that you learned. You learned something from it. Okay? You gain wisdom from it. And this shows that, I get a sense this is an older person, older man, older woman. And this person has already been around, had learned some lessons in their life, who has been through some lessons, had life lessons in relationship. And this could be a person that might have met someone and someone has come along, might have tried to pull the wool over their eyes, might have, but didn't succeed. And when you are possibly a bit older, or you could be younger, some people just don't have patience. Okay? I'm just going to keep it real with you. I want to do readings where you're riding off on a white horse and everything is lovely. But I want to keep it real with you. This is a good sign to me, and it sounds like a person that has a lot of strength, a lot of know-how, a lot of intuition, might have fell in love to a certain point, but obviously have gained clarity very quickly. Right here with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords energy came in. Might have gained clarity very quickly. Still wanted to give the person another chance. But found out that obviously those behaviors must have been repeated again. Something that was in the dark must have continued coming to the light. As I said earlier, I seen something, might be with, I see something in spirit with something online, could be Facebook, whatever. Something has came to the light. And you had to ask this person questions. And 2 and 2 wasn't making 4 with this individual. So, I didn't want to leave you here because this looks like, you just didn't have the patience to stick around. Okay? But Spirit says that you gain wisdom from this. You gain wisdom. So this could be a person that has learned some life lessons and may not have the patience to go through the BS. All right? Well, Virgo, I commend you for your strength, standing strong, and keeping it moving. Until next time. Thank you. If this video resonates with you in any way, give it a thumbs up. Also, again, I want to thank you for subscribing. I want to thank you for liking. I want to thank you for your shares. And until next time, peace and blessings.